Many people say that the combat system in Gotham Knights is slow, clunky, has a lack of fluidity, you can't really gain momentum or speed, and that it is overall very weighted. But is that true? Let's find out. There are a few ways to combo in Gotham Knights in terms of the base combat. What you're about to see here is the spamming of the attack button. As you can see, it's weighted, slow, and clunky, which is what most people unfortunately are doing. Another option is to combine your light and heavy attacks. Light attacks are performed by simply tapping the attack button, and then heavy attacks are holding the attack button. So basically what we're doing here is tapping lightly to start and then finishing with a heavy attack. As you can see, it's still not necessarily fast, but it is offering more animation variety. And then finally, you can use time strikes in your individual base combat combos. We're going to go further into how to time strike, but this is basically what it looks like, and this is actually where a lot of your speed and momentum is going to come from. But this is what a full time strike combo looks like for Nightwing specifically.
As expected. Well done.
One thing you'll realize very quickly about the combat system in Gotham Knights is that it is very, very precise time-based, meaning you need to tap that button at just the right time. As you can see here, what we're doing is a perfect evade. This fella is trying to hit me, and I am hitting the dodge button at the very last second, which gives me a perfect evade. Now, after the perfect evade is perfectly executed, you can come back with a counterattack. Yes, this is a counterattack, where you tap the attack button right after the perfect evade, and that gives you a perfect attack. This is how you keep momentum going in your combat system as you're going back and forth from enemies, and they try to stop your combos from being completed. This allows you to keep your combo going. Many people claim that the Gotham Knights combat system does not offer gadgets or a counter system. That is 100% false. It's just not Arkham. It's not the way that Arkham did it. Arkham has a quick time counter button where you just have to tap one button and pull off a counter. And it also has a gadget wheel where you can swap things out. In Gotham Knights, you find these things in your momentum abilities. But before you can use your momentum abilities, you have to gain momentum. The best way to do that is by perfectly executing perfect attacks and perfect evades, and also dealing a lot of damage through either heavy projectiles or just standard projectiles, depending on how good your build is, and heavy attacks. Now, the definition of a counterattack is an attack that is in response to someone else's attack, or an attack that cancels out someone else's attack. So while this doesn't have a counter button like Arkham, it absolutely has a counter system. Now, specifically with Nightwing, I'm going to show you a few ways that you can counter through your momentum abilities against the armored attacks, which are the ones with the red indicator. Now, I have personally noticed, unfortunately, quite a lot of examples of people completely sleeping on this tactic. As I said before, if you spam the attack button, you will get slow and clunky animations. And that's kind of what you're seeing right here. So what you want to do is timed strikes. Timed strikes essentially means, basically what it says, you need to tap the button when you see the animation connect the blow. So to pull off one attack perfectly, you have to hit the button twice. When you tap the button, that sets up your attack. That isn't your attack, it's your wind-up. So you tap the attack button, that sets up the attack. And then you tap it again when the animation connects the blow. That then sets up your next attack, so on and so forth. You keep that going, and this is what gives you speed and fancy animations in the combat system. And this is what it looks like. Ultimately, though, guys, you have to practice. You can't just sit there and say, hey, man, this feels slow and clunky when I play this the same way that I play Arkham. Because this game is not Arkham. Arkham Knight was designed very much to be a power fantasy. It's designed to specifically make you feel like Batman. It's called Be the Batman, I think was the tagline. The idea is to make anybody, without much practice, feel like Batman right off the get-go. Now, if that's what you're looking for in a video game, that's completely fine. Some people prefer more of a challenge. Now, not to say that Arkham isn't challenging. It does have its challenging moments for sure, but just about anybody can jump right in, spam 2 buttons, and get awesome animations and feel awesome while doing it. While Gotham Knights requires a little more effort. You do have to actually learn the system. You have to do time strikes. You have to use your momentum abilities. But you can go just as fast and fight just as hard as Arkham in Gotham Knights, but you can't play Gotham Knights like Arkham. You have to play it like Gotham Knights. So learn the system, and you will absolutely have a blast. Side note to the individuals that feel that there's a lot of bullet sponges or, damage sponges in the terms of the enemies in this game, really that's all left up to your gear system. So yes, this is an RPG. You have to make sure that you're building your character out to have the right level of gear when you're fighting the right enemies. And if you're playing on hard mode, you really need to make sure that you're implementing the proper elemental gear. So you need to go into your database and look, hey, this enemy type, they are resistant to this, or they are not vulnerable to this, or they are vulnerable to this, and you want to plan your things accordingly. If you want to just kind of have a straightforward thing and just like make a basic build, I recommend playing anywhere between very easy to easy, but once you get to medium and hard, you need to make sure that you're using your elemental gear properly and that you're properly leveled up. So yeah, that's just the side note for that. You can blow through enemies if you have the right elemental gear and the right leveled up build. So, yeah.
I'm gonna tell everyone about this! That teeny